What's going on, guys? It's Dewey here. Welcome to episode 13 of TerraFirmaGreg. I did quite a bit off camera. As you guys can probably see, I expanded this because we're starting to decline on the K-pop production for the nitrobenzene. Speaking of nitrobenzene, I changed the setup for this. It's still the same setup before, although I not only hooked it up to ME, which is why there's no distillery. The water from this one specifically is being pumped out and sent over here. I'll get to this in a little bit. It's getting sent to here to make distilled water, which is then being pumped into this chemical reactor, which is then making nitrobenzene. The reason it's not on right now, even though we have all the stuff for it, is that if I take this off, I set a level emitter to a redstone link. So whenever this reaches when this is greater than 4,000 buckets, this turns on, which the redstone signal gets sent over here. This gets rid of there's a wire behind here with a redstone card that turns off the import system for the oxygen. So basically, whenever this reaches 4,000, like now, and see how oxygen is now getting in, or now being inputted, whereas it wasn't beforehand because this was greater than 4,000, and now it's continuing on its ways of making nitrobenzene. I also moved the pyrolyze oven over here and made it HV, which is why it takes 8 seconds to do 16 logs. And then in here, I switched out the normal distilleries for distillation towers. Hooked all of this. I hooked all of this up to ME, so all these products go into here. Starting from the top and going to the bottom, we have toluene, which is needed for a few processes, as well as making TNT. Creosote, which is needed for making lubricant. Phenol, which is needed places, I just don't know where. Then we have wood gas. This is distilled into a few random bits. The ethylene and methane are the most valuable, but pretty shit nonetheless. Dimethylbenzene, which is needed for PBI production. Yeah, which is an aspect needed for PBI. Benzene, the golden king himself, I guess. Wood vinegar. This can be distilled into a bunch of smaller things. I haven't gotten to making a distillation tower for wood vinegar yet, but I probably should because all of this is very useful. We also have a temporary temporary tank for the wood tar and charcoal byproduct. This charcoal byproduct is being exported with an export bus into here, which then turns this on. This produces a couple products. They all get sent over here. The wood tar is sent here, which is then further processed. And then up here, over here, we have a small extraction setup for turning charcoal into wood tar. And here I moved the super chests for the K-pop. I don't know why this is decreasing, but it's kind of concerning. Hold up, I gotta get food. I don't like seeing gray. These oranges are the best in the land, because they're probably the only orange trees in the land. So anyways, here we have a new setup for air distillation. A HV gas collector gets pumped into a vacuum freezer, which freezes air into liquid air. The liquid air is then outputted here. I know this looks a little weird, because I forgot to move the output bus to the bottom, and distillation towers can only have an input bus from the bottom, so now it just looks a little janky, but it's fine. And then this gets processed into helium, argon, that's not it, oxygen, and nitrogen. Oh fuck, that's why the oxygen is getting low. These come from here, which is my seawater electrolyzation area. I think I missaid that. Which is 3 HV electrolyzers, just splitting seawater molecules or mixtures into sodium hydroxide, chlorine, and hydrogen. These small piles of sodium hydroxide then get pumped into here, turn into big piles of sodium hydroxide. Air also gives a product of carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide, which I just electrolyze into carbon, more oxygen, because oxygen is like most needed for me. Although I do have to change the battery of these once in a while, which is kind of annoying. Over here we have a ME pattern provider into the input bus for the blast furnace. I switched the input hatch to a quad input hatch, as you guys can see. This is also set up with ME. Basically all the needed gases for smelting. This crate then separates the outputs to hot metals, which go to the vacuum freezer, which then get pumped back in to the pattern provider, so the system detects that the blast furnace has made something, or it gets sent directly into the ME pattern provider. Same thing here. This is only for basic smelting, like dust to ingots. So for example, if I wanted, that's not it. Hold up. So if I wanted 30 stainless steel, it would automatically get sent into here. I also made a few more machines for like ore processing. I should really get a finalized ore processing area, but that probably won't be until like IV, when I can get those multi-blocks, like the large centrifuge, which then just like speeds up the process tenfold. That's really it. Oh yeah, this. I finally finished the clean room, the 15 by 15 area. It has the same system as before with the tiny clean room, running HV. I decorated a little bit with the Greg Tech logo. And then this floor has a water molecule for some reason. And then down here's another Greg Tech logo. And so anyways, here we have the second floor of my automation. Here I'll explain in a little bit, which is a good segue into my things I want to do today. This is definitely going to be a longer video, because I like to torture myself with excruciatingly long videos to edit. But anyways, the things I want to do today are, the first thing I want to do is make a bee garden, because I just like bees, and I think my bees are like tortured now, because they have like no flowers or anything to enjoy life with. They're just in my farm. They don't even work like vanilla bees, so that's priority 1. Priority 2 is make silicon rubber, and then priority 3 is make PTFE, or the oil line, which is what this is for. I'm gonna make I might make, if time allows, a EV, or like an advanced fluid drilling rig Mark II. Holy shit, I can't speak. Which just needs all of this. I did prepare and made some tungsten carbide gears beforehand. Like here, it wasn't too hard, it was more tedious if anything. I have a little diagram here. It's just cluttered with shit. How tungsten lines work is that you process tungstate or scheelite dust first off, which then gets chemical bathed with hydrochloric acid to make tungstic acid dust and calcium chloride or lithium chloride. These byproducts can just be electrolyzed into their base components, but tungstic acid then gets electrolyzed into tungsten, hydrogen, and oxygen. So that's how I got tungsten dust, which is really annoying because I don't have any EV generators. I just used the transformer and just manually did it. But anyhow, I have the gears. So yeah, I think I'm gonna make, oh, it's raining. I'm gonna make the bee garden over here. I made a few things first off for the bee garden, and yeah, probably expand the road over and make it from there. Oh, one more thing before I go into montage mode. I did fix my implosion compressor. I added an ME pattern provider, which now allows me to get, diamonds and ender pearls from the dust and TNT. The TNT is made from, the industrial TNT is quite easy to make. All it needs is nitration mixture, which I can just like snag from the nitrobenzene line, and gel toluene, which actually doesn't need this process. It can only just need, you only need to like fluid solidify toluene with a ball mold to get 1 gel toluene. This is more needing of toluene compared to this one, but I can't really grow sugar right now. This isn't that bad, but like still. So like that's basically it for catching up. I added a few more ME providers and probably more machines, and yeah, I don't know how to segue that good. Cue the building montage. Okay, so I know this looks a little like rinky-dink for now. Rain's in the way, god damn it. I know this seems a little rinky-dink for now. Probably off camera I'm gonna make it look nicer, but like this is the main layout at least. So I did, in that time lapse I did make these beehives absolutely like blinged out. They're standing on a fluid pipe, gold fluid pipe, surrounded by gold for like extra insulation and whatnot. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I don't know. I'm probably gonna add like a fruit tree a few places and just decorate it some more off camera. I'm really happy that the bees are now, I'm happy that the bees are happy. And that's all that matters. Cha-ching. Now it's time for silicon rubber. Silicon rubber is not too... God, my chair is squeaking. Silicon rubber isn't too complicated. This methane will come from wood gas. Chlorine and water will be imported. All of these will be imported, in fact. And then that's it. All I have to do is store this hydrochloric acid and filter or distill the diluted hydrochloric acid, which shouldn't be too bad. Alright, so this will need... I pre-made some export buses. I'll probably make a few import buses while I'm getting everything else ready. So I'm gonna need a distillery to distill the hydrochloric acid. I'm gonna need 2 chem reactors, and I'm also gonna need a super tank. I just gotta wait for crafting status to finish. Let's make a super tank. I'll put another distillery here, and I'll have this export diluted hydrochloric acid from the system into normal hydrochloric acid. It's finally time to start working on silicon rubber. First, we're gonna need to place these gas turbines. So, I need some fluid pipes. Okay, so now we just gotta put this up to the benzene line. Connect these. Make these things shut up now. Connect it to power. And now we're gonna have this be exporting water, silicon, chlorine, and methane. So, water, silicon, methane, chlorine. That should be everything. Now I just need to have the, how do you say this? Polydimethylsiloxane dust output to the second chem reactor, and have the outputs, or have the byproducts, I should say, be exported out. So now this needs circuit 2. Yeah, so I definitely need an acceleration card for this. It's being way too slow. So then after that, I need to just import sulfur. Nope, I dropped that. I now need to import sulfur from here. I need another super tank. Holy shit. So then this gets diluted hydrochloric acid, so then gets outputted up here. Now I just gotta wait for this to finish. Sulfur. Oh, there. This gets put in here. This. Where's the hydrochloric acid going? It's not going in here. What? Why is this getting hydrogen? I do not want hydrogen. I'm gonna take a bit from here. Take that, put it in here. Fluid lock, partition, hydrochloric acid. Big priority. It's still not working. There we go, now it's working. But now I just have to fix the diluted hydrochloric acid. Sulfur isn't being exported out of the system. We have sulfur. Let me just like move it. And there we go. There we go. First bit of silicon rubber. I just need to put a super chest here. I'll put it right here. Yeah, this is gonna be a problem because, okay, this is a bit annoying. The sulfur dust is being exported too much. so that now there's just no room for the polydimethyl siloxane dust to enter. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. I gotta fix the sulfur exporting as well as the distillation machine. So I've just spent like the past hour trying to figure this out. I have no clue how the fuck to do this. So, and I'm just like too fucking annoyed to deal with this right now. So I'm just gonna leave it as it is right now and do it another day. 'Cause I don't want to see this shit. I'm gonna do this off camera. I fucking hate this. And we're gonna switch gears to PTFE. So that's basically complete. Okay, so I did quite a bit off camera and experimented with a lot of stuff. This behind me is like the most cobbled together thing ever. I had to do like genuine serious math to do this. So silicon rubber is outputted from here, and this is a buffer tank for diluted hydrochloric acid. This will be pumped into this distillery, which then gets outputted here. This has a filter, or has a threshold switch to 100 buckets. When that's been surpassed, it activates this redstone link, which then electrolyzes that excess hydrochloric acid into hydrogen and chlorine. The dimethyl siloxane dust is pumped up here, and it has a smart chute with a filter of 9. So only when there's 9 polydimethyl siloxane dust will it actually go through and make rubber. Now the sulfur is really weird and really iffy. I did a bit of math off camera and came to the conclusion that using pulse extenders and repeaters, having an export bus with a redstone card and an acceleration card with exporting sulfur for 9 seconds on will give a yield of 32 sulfur dust. This sulfur dust will be fully processed, will be fully used in 48 minutes, in which then another batch of 32 sulfur dust will then be put back in. I also took into account the use of methane production, since this distillery is making methane from wood gas, and I'm running low on wood gas right now, which is concerning. But wood gas can also be made from oil processing, which isn't too bad. Alternatively, I could switch this out for methanol and like hydrochloric acid, but that would need like crafting cards and stuff, and it'd just be a bigger pain than what it's worth. Even this little setup is temporary. This is nowhere near going to be permanent. I'm probably going to look up some things on how to actually do this properly. Enough yap about silicon rubber. Now it's time for PTFE. The PTFE line will go here. I brought some nitrobenzene over. Now I just need to bring these glass cables over. This is the processing line for PTFE. It's scarily enough, the handicap isn't fluorine, it's methane, which is really annoying. But it also takes chlorine, hydrogen, fluorine, makes fluoric acid, hydrofluoric acid, chloroform. These get combined to make TFE and a lot of hydrochloric acid. This will probably be sent over there to be processed into normal acid or normal components of hydrochloric acid. I'll be right back. I just got to get a few more parts for the system, or for the PTFE system, and yeah, be right back. Okay, I now have everything I need to finish this little setup. Now let's get cracking. So first we're gonna need 2 export buses. I also need a singular pipe to go right here. These will make, those 2 chem reactors will make these 2 ingredients. They'll then be inserted into this one chem reactor, which will then go into this chem reactor to make PTFE. This will make hydrogen fluoride, fluorine, and hydrogen. This should be getting hydrogen now. Oh wait, it's not connected. That's probably why it's not getting materials. Alright, now this is getting hydrogen. Now I need methane and chlorine. Methane, chlorine. Okay, now this should be getting methane, or these 2. These need a circuit. These need circuit 1. Oop, now this just needs power, that's why. And now this doesn't need a circuit. Now I just have to put in the gas turbines. Connect these like that. There we go. Why is this? Oh yeah, this does, I forgot this makes hydrochloric acid. Shit. I did redo a few things. That quad fluid pipe didn't really work out well, so I just used an import bus. Just raise this up. I gotta move this over one to ensure, and now this also has to be import with hydrochloric acid, so that's good. Now I just have to press circuit 1, and it's making PTFE. It's currently 10:26 when I'm recording this. Oh, you can see all of my... It's currently 10:26 when I'm recording this. I'm like half asleep. I had just gone to the gym, and I'm like fucking beat out of my mind. So that's why I'm probably so mellow right now. Boop, boop, nope, not boop. Reboop, boop, beep up, boop, boop, wow, boom. Then we got a pow, and then we'll bow, beep, boop, wow, boom, bing, bop, 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 and then that's it, and then this has no power. Why does this not have power? You have to go, gotta plug it back in, and then you're like, oh shit, and you gotta make these go pow, pow, nope, pow, to make him quiet. Why isn't this, and why is this, I need a filter. With the filters, this should work, and this hydrochloric acid should be, yep, same with this one. Now I should be getting oxygen from here. I don't know why it's not giving me oxygen, but if I make you go faster, it's still, oh wait, hold up. Boom. There we go, that's why. And now we just have to put you on there. And boom. More PTFE. Now, the only hiccup is the fluorine. Right now I'm getting fluorine from... Fluorine is a pain to get in this pack. What I found now is that talc has... Not talc. Is that mica has 2 buckets of fluorine in it by centrifuging schist dust but it's not too good, but it's always an option. Now I can finally check off PTFE, and this, I did solve temporarily the buffering issue. Now we have the oil line for episode 14. This was a pain in the ass to make, but I'm super glad I did it. This mod pack is just becoming more and more tedious over time, but I still love it, even though I hate it sometimes. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you found it educational for your TerraFirmaGreg endeavors of some sort. And yeah, see y'all later. Bye bye. Bye bye. Whoa. Whoa.